The lives of the people of my generation have been shaped by technologies that were not developed with our best interests in mind. In fact, as we were growing up, we became easy targets for companies providing digital products with side effects that caused irreversible harm to our social skills, cognitive abilities, and mental and physical well-being. Big tech corporations took advantage of our impressionability, and instead of protecting us from the addictive effects of the products, they made them even more addictive to make more profit. Today, we can see artificial intelligence become the new focus for many companies. Judging by how quickly the field is advancing, it's safe to say that for the next generations, the presence of AI in their lives will be a given, just like social media or gaming was for us. This is why I believe that the safety of young people should be a central issue in discussions on AI. About 2 years ago, a 14-year-old boy, Sewell Setzer, took his own life after months-long manipulative interaction with a chatbot designed to imitate real-life relationships, something known as empathetic AI or AI companions. Obsession with the chatbot, together with the abusive nature of the conversation, led to a decline in the boy's academic and social life, worsened his depression, and eventually played a fatal part in him killing himself. As I was reading about this tragedy online, the part I found most disturbing was in the comments section. The majority of people there seem to have split into two categories: those who blame the boy's parents and those who blame the boy himself. The former claimed that the parents should have taken measures to prevent their son from getting addicted to the chatbot. Those who blame the boy argue that he was old enough to realize that the conversations he had with the chatbot were not real. Many commenters also attached screenshots of the platform where it stated that everything the chatbot says is made up. One thing that both categories had in common was the implicit message: what happened to the boy is not the company's problem. This is a controversial view. The field of commercial AI is advancing at an incredibly fast rate. Big tech companies come up with new AI products on a regular basis, experiment with techniques like deep learning, where algorithms are essentially black boxes, and often create pretty powerful tools. Some leaders in the AI industry firmly believe that humanity is heading towards some kind of technological utopia, where most of our problems can be solved by AI. Take, for example, Sam Altman's essay, The Intelligence Age. In it, he tries to convey that very soon we will reach the level of technological advancement that will revolutionize the world as we know it. We should do Altman justice by saying that he does mention the need to minimize the risks associated with this growth. However, the questionable part is where he dismisses those issues as hardly significant by saying it's a mistake to get distracted by any particular challenge. This example very well illustrates the way the big tech industry approaches AI development. Right now, there seems to be happening what some call the AI race. Big tech giants like Microsoft, Google, Meta, OpenAI, as well as many new smaller firms, compete against each other in developing more and more advanced artificial intelligence. They neglect safety measures in favor of speed and often release new AI to the public without thoroughly evaluating its potential risks. Unlike with other types of technology, identifying bugs in AI systems can be much harder. Given the nature of generative AI, not even the developers, the people who know those tools better than anyone, can always predict how those systems will behave in certain situations. It's impossible to anticipate every single way in which a system can go wrong, which almost guarantees unexpected outcomes. Often it's the users who discover the shortcomings of AI. For example, a hacker tricked ChatGPT into sharing instructions on how to build different types of explosives. The user did it by first prompting the model to create a fictional world in which the regular safety guidelines didn't apply. They only did it for security and research purposes, and still this example demonstrates how a language model can pose serious security risks in given contexts. In that case, we got lucky. No one actually followed the instructions and built the bomb. For Sewell Setzer, his engagement with the chatbot didn't end that well. The company that developed the chatbot, Character AI, is currently implementing new safety measures, but it's not going to undo what has already happened. So the question is, how can we ensure the safety of AI models before they are released to the public? Regulation is one of the best possible solutions. However, it can't be implemented overnight, so by the time the laws are in place, it might be already too late. Again, think of social media. Schools and governments worldwide are finally taking action to reduce the harmful effects of social media on teenagers and children. It's good news for the younger generations, but it's not going to help those who have already been affected. So until we have proper regulation of AI in place, it remains up to the developers to make sure that the products don't cause any more tragedies. When it comes to the well-being of young people, the safety standards should be even more intense. Children and teenagers simply lack the maturity needed to understand the limitations of AI they interact with and to resist their addictive effects. Their parents may also not have enough knowledge of how AI works to take appropriate action when necessary. And before we claim that it should be entirely up to children or parents to make sure that the tragedies don't happen, we must remember that the companies that develop AI are not being particularly transparent about how safe their products are. It's also worth mentioning Meta's recent decision to introduce AI-generated profiles on its platforms Facebook and Instagram. The idea is to allow users to create AI profiles that would exist in the same way as real human profiles do on those platforms. This plan is supposed to attract younger users to the platforms. In other words, the company plans to expose young people to AI bots of questionable reliability to generate more money. The representatives from the company claim that interacting with AI profiles will make Facebook and Instagram more engaging. What that really means is that young people will spend even longer on those platforms than they already do, giving up more time that could be spent doing something much more meaningful. And in exchange for what? AI-generated profiles promise human-like connections, intimate conversations, sometimes even life advice. It would probably be easy to pretend that there's an actual human being on the other side of the screen. Except there's not. Everything about those characters is made up, yet the way they interact with you is designed to deceive you into believing that they might as well be real. The example of Sewell Setzer clearly demonstrates how an emotional attachment to a chatbot can prove tragic to teenagers if it goes too far. And still the industry insists on selling us AI that would imitate real humans. The AI engineers at the leading tech corporations are top-tier experts, and I refuse to believe that they don't recognize how much harm their products can cause. Still, they're turning a blind eye to all the evidence out there, choosing to sacrifice our safety for money. As the field advances, there will most likely be even more powerful AI tools in the future. There are many ways in which they can improve our lives, but they can also easily become just another way for corporations to exploit young users' vulnerability. We can already see that happening. In the long term, the opportunity cost of using something like artificial intelligence in that way is too high. There's a common view that safety concerns will prevent developers from releasing otherwise good products, leading to the big tech's worst nightmare, stifled innovation. Investing time and resources into making AI more safe may indeed slow down the speed of progress in the short term. However, reliable, safe, and trustworthy AI is something humanity will benefit much more from in the long run. To achieve it, the leaders in the AI industry should hold themselves accountable to society, and most importantly, to the next generations. The real purpose and value of innovation is when it makes the world a better place, rather than generate money for a select few at the expense of others' well-being. So instead of minimizing accountability while maximizing profits, they should be minimizing the harms at all costs while maximizing the benefits for everyone. Thank you.